or man, has given this community is the personal time and sweat poured into each and every committee or board that he or she has served on. I have personally served on boards and various committees with this individual and can tell you that this person never just served. They have always done more than just that. Whatever the cause may be, there is nothing that our recipient has ever been involved in where you don't get 100% commitment and engagement. Always a force and recognized presence in anything they do, our recipient is as dependable a person as you will ever meet and does it all without seeking any accolades or recognition. This is the core of what and who this person is. It is a gift, and one that has been shared with our community for nearly 30 years, with many more to come. At this time, I would ask that when I announce the name of the recipient of our community's most cherished award, that they remain seated so I can more specifically detail the accomplishments and contributions the individual has made to our community. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I announce this year's recipient, who is not only a great and generous man, but an even better friend. The Ed Molin Community Leadership Award this year goes to my dear friend, Mr. Ralph Castagna. Probably leave it at that because we don't know how great he is, but I got to go through some of this detail. In the 1980s, a company named Castagna Construction was formed. A few years later, the Newburyport Industrial Park, more specifically Parker Street, would be chosen as the home for that business. Our community was forever blessed when Ed Molin made the same decision, moving his business to Newburyport many years before, and now we would be blessed again when Ralph made the same move. Along with the business, Ralph built the Seaport Industrial Park at the end of Parker Street, bringing new businesses into our community and expanding the footprint of our very important business and industry park. Castagna Construction would grow as a business, working on municipal projects throughout the state. But even in Newburyport and our surrounding communities, we would begin to see the impact of Ralph and his business as he rescued the Amesbury High School project after the original contractor went bankrupt. He would also construct the Nicholas J. Costello Transportation Center in Amesbury. In Salisbury, he would construct the library and police station, two beautiful buildings that you likely drove by on your way here tonight. Lastly, in Newburyport, where the Senior Center and Harbor Master facility would be constructed by Castagna, along with my personal favorite work of his, where he constructed a 10,000 square foot addition to the main office of the Newburyport Bank. As I mentioned earlier, the success of Castagna Construction under Ralph's leadership is a great story and worthy of recognition alone. As the business grew, Ralph's community involvement will also grow. As he shared his talents, skills, and commitment that made his business so successful with the various boards and committees he joined. Ralph immediately joined the chamber when he came to the city, committing to become a part of the business community. He would eventually join the board and serve on several committees. Most notably, Ralph was a key member of the Economic Development Action Committee, where he constantly demonstrated an unwavering commitment and desire to make a meaningful impact in the community. About 6 years ago, we saw a prime example of his leadership skills when a change and new voice were needed in the business and industry park. So the Newburyport Business Park Association was formed, and it wasn't at all a surprise that Ralph Castagna stepped up along with another great friend of our community, Ray Nimpies, to lead this group. There's Ray out there. As the association was formed to give the park a unified voice, we got to see the leadership abilities of Ralph at work as he would once again proceed to give his time and energy for the betterment of one of the city's most important and essential areas. Ralph would also serve on the Anna Jakes Hospital Community Health Foundation Board, eventually becoming the chair, leading this group for 2 successful years through important fundraising efforts that will keep our essential community hospital healthy for years to come. Examples of Ralph's philanthropic generosity have been felt by so many organizations, always willing to help when asked, or as I mentioned earlier, when he sees an opportunity. The Salvation Army is a great example of Ralph stepping up where he saw a need, pushing their fundraising efforts to reach their goals. Ralph would initiate email campaigns and partner with other community leaders like Wayne Capilupo and Jay Howard raising awareness for those in need, bringing money and goods to both the Salvation Army and the Pettingill House during their time of greatest need. In 2014, he was recognized by the Salvation Army as the first annual recipient of the Doing the Most Good Award, a fitting award for someone who was always out to do so much good, but doesn't expect any fanfare for it. It is simply who he is. The last organization I want to touch on is the Boys and Girls Club of the Lower Merrimack Valley, where Ralph remains a committed and passionate board member. The philanthropy and commitment to lead in a board capacity goes without saying. But one particular thing has always stuck out to me about Ralph. One day, it was late last fall, I was playing around the golf with Ralph. And he's getting into semi-retirement and, semi-retirement, not retirement, like Mark, who's retiring. So I'm obviously sensitive to this retirement thing. So I'm giving Ralph some, giving him some crap, saying, oh, you're gonna be bored, what are you gonna do? I knew he'd be doing some traveling, but it's what he said next that I'll never forget. He said, I'm gonna take some time and spend more time with the kids at the Boys and Girls Club. It's monumental stuff that he's done already, but it's his time and commitment that he wants to still make to make a difference on the lives of everybody. So I guess I had to stop, teasing him about it. So, but it shows you the great person that he truly is. I think Ralph's comments that he made after receiving that Salvation Army Award that I mentioned earlier sums up the kind of community champion and true leader that Ralph is when he stated, I only hope that what we have accomplished inspires others to get involved. Seeing the work of the Salvation Army and how they help people, it's hard to not be inspired to want to help. Well, Ralph, in seeing your dedication and commitment to this community, it's impossible not to be inspired by you. I am personally grateful for our friendship throughout the years, and I thank you for being such a great friend to all of Newburyport. I'm truly honored to present you with this most deserved Ed Molin Community Leadership Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Ralph Castagna.
Thank you. Oh my God. The U.S. Coast Guard. Thank you. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is something I would never have expected. I think I have to move back to Newburyport now. I moved to Topsfield a year ago to be a little closer to my mother and closer to my fiance's mother and father and my children, and just thought maybe a little change. And now all of a sudden I get this, I have so much more work to do. Just the beginning. Newburyport's a wonderful community. As Scott said, I did come here like 32 years ago, and I was drawn to Newburyport because when I was a child, my grandmother had a place on the island, so we'd come up to Plum Island, and I was looking to expand my business a little bit and move it to a new location. And Newburyport at that time, as it still is today, a wonderful opportunity, place to have a business. But economically, the land was affordable, and I talked to my dad about it at the time, and he said, let's go up there, let's start a new beginning. There's a lot of potential with the city, the community, the growing of the downtown, just a wonderful community. So I'd been here, and about 12, 13 years ago, I had a little change in my life, so I started to get much more involved with the community, and I enjoyed giving back. It was rewarding for me. It was exciting. I wanted to give on a philanthropic level, but equally as important, to give my time to the Boys and Girls Club and support some of the other organizations in the community. And I do hope it's inspiring to other people to want to continue and want to get involved with the community. And this has been so important to me because I feel like I've been so fortunate in life things have turned out. I had great, wonderful parents, an amazing upbringing from my wonderful mother that I love so dearly, and my dad, who's passed away. And then I've had good fortune with business and children in my life, so I just always felt as though I have to give back and continue to keep giving back in return for all the good fortune that I had. So with that, there are so many other people in here that I know that are deserving of this award, and one day may get this award, but I want to thank you for considering me, and I feel like I have a lot more work to do to live up to this award in the future. Thank you so much.
Bob, your picture. Sorry.